All right, so when we think about training for a long, healthy life, what usually comes to mind? You're probably thinking cardio, lifting for strength, and yeah, those are absolutely crucial. But what if I told you there's a third piece of the puzzle, a critical element that most people completely overlook? Today, we're diving deep into the science of training for power, and honestly, it might just be the single most important thing you can do for your future self.
So, let's just jump right in with the question. What could a world-class sprinter exploding out of the blocks and, say, your ability to catch yourself from a fall when you're 80 years old, what could those two things possibly have in common? It seems like worlds apart, right? Well, the answer is one word: power. And really understanding that connection is the key to unlocking a long and, more importantly, a truly functional life.
First things first, we need to get on the same page about what strength even means. Because it's not just about lifting the heaviest thing you can find. It's actually a whole spectrum of abilities. And the best way to see this is by looking at different kinds of elite athletes. Check this out. It really breaks down how different athletes are chasing different goals. You got your powerlifter over here. Their whole world is pure, raw strength. How much can you lift one time? Speed doesn't even enter the equation. But then look at the Olympic lifter. They have to move a ton of weight, but they have to do it fast. That combination of force plus velocity, that is the literal definition of power. A strongman has that gritty functional strength. A sprinter is pure speed, but it's that explosive element we're really honing in on today.
So what's actually generating all this force and power? Well, it's your skeletal muscle. And we really need to stop thinking about it as just biceps or for looks. It's actually your body's largest organ, and it is the absolute foundation of your health.
I mean, think about it. Muscle is our engine for moving around, obviously. But it's also our body's main savings account for amino acids. And it plays a huge role in managing our metabolism and blood sugar. I absolutely love this analogy from Dr. Andy Galpin. He says to think of muscle as the structural metal you use to build tools, not the firewood you just burn up for quick energy. It's foundational.
Okay, now we are getting to the absolute core of this whole thing. Let's talk about the two different engines inside your muscles. You've got two fundamentally different types of fibers, and understanding this difference, well, it's the key to everything we're talking about.
The easiest way to think about it is like this. Your slow-twitch fibers, they're your marathon runners. Super efficient, they sip on fat for fuel, they can go all day long. But your fast-twitch fibers, they're the sprinters. Unbelievably powerful, lightning fast, but they use up their fuel in a hurry and burn out pretty quickly. Two totally different systems for two totally different jobs.
So here's the kicker. Your body is incredibly efficient, right? It's not going to waste energy. It only calls in the big guns, those super powerful fast-twitch fibers, when it absolutely has to. They only fire up under really high force demands, lifting something heavy or moving explosively. The bottom line is, you cannot train these fibers by accident. It has to be intentional.
Now, to really see this principle in action, let's look at this absolutely mind-blowing real-world story. This tale of two twins is the perfect illustration of how our muscles adapt to exactly, and I mean exactly, what we ask them to do.
Okay, picture this. You have identical twins. They share the exact same DNA. For 35 years, one of them becomes a super dedicated endurance athlete. We're talking Ironmans, constant running, cycling, the whole deal. The other twin leads a pretty sedentary life. No formal exercise at all. What would you guess the major differences would be?
The results were just stunning. I mean, some of it was what you'd expect. The endurance twin had way better cardio, a little less body fat. But look at this. Their total muscle mass was almost identical. And here's the real shocker. The sedentary twin was actually stronger and more powerful. I mean, how is that even possible? Well, the answer was hidden deep inside their muscle tissue.
95%. That's just incredible. After decades of doing nothing but endurance training, the athletic twins' leg muscles had almost completely converted into slow-twitch, endurance-type fibers. He had basically trained all of his powerful, explosive, fast-twitch fibers away, leaving him with less raw power than his completely untrained brother. So, this all leads us to the big reveal, the anti-aging secret. It's about how training for power is really the key to defending our bodies against the decline that comes with age.
And this chart, this is pretty sobering. As we get older, yeah, we lose some muscle mass. But look at the difference here. We lose our strength 2 to 3 times faster than we lose the muscle itself. But the one thing that truly falls off a cliff, the metric that drops most dramatically, is power.
Our ability to generate force quickly just plummets. And now we know exactly why that happens. That rapid loss of power is almost entirely because our fast-twitch muscle fibers are shrinking from disuse. You see, the aging process looks a lot like that Endurance Twins training program. Just going about our daily lives is enough to keep our slow-twitch fibers hanging around. But without intentional high-force training, those powerful fast-twitch fibers, they just wither away.
So the takeaway here is really, really simple. The ability that keeps you independent as you age isn't your marathon time. It's the power to catch yourself when you stumble, to get up off the floor quickly, to react when you trip. And to preserve that function, you absolutely positively must train for power.
So let's just end with this final thought. A question for you to really consider. Is your current training plan designed for how you look and feel today? Or is it building the physical foundation for how you want to move and live in 30 years? Because training for power, it isn't really about elite performance. It's about preserving your independence and your vitality for decades to come.